Alright, so if you're a fan of modern single cut style guitars, this is definitely a guitar you need to check out. This is from my buddy Lewis at LT Custom Guitars, and this is his brand new model. This is the LT Custom Guitars Privateer Standard. So for those of you who are unaware of LT Custom Guitars, it's a one-man operation run by my buddy Lewis Trower. Now Lewis built me that Telecaster that you can see there in the video last year, so you may have seen that in some of my other videos. That's also one of my most reliable touring guitars. What I'm holding today is his new model. This is the Privateer Standard. So what the Privateer Standard is it's a very high-spec, hand-built, modern single cut. This guitar was designed to kind of go up against other modern single cuts like the Patrick James Eggle Macon or the Nik Huber Krautster. Both are fantastic instruments, but very, very expensive. So Lewis had the idea to make basically another modern single cutaway guitar, but try and bring that price down a little bit. So obviously with this being hand-built and high-spec, it's still quite a pricey instrument. These are going to be retailing at $2,749.99 with a molded Hiscox hard case, which obviously, you know, anyone out there who's buying a guitar will know that is a lot of money, but you do get a lot of guitar for the money. Now, Lewis has been building guitars for a long time, and he makes some great stuff. So in this video, we're going to check this thing out, hear all the sounds, and if you like what you see, there's a link down below in the description to Lewis's website. You can go check out all the guitars that he builds and go give him some love. So before I tell you all about the specs of this thing, just want to let you guys know this is not a sponsored video. Lewis isn't paying me to make the video, and I'm not keeping this absolutely incredible guitar as much as I would love to tell him this went missing in the post when I return it to him. But obviously, yeah, he's not paying me and I'm not keeping the guitar. I'm just doing this as a favor for a good friend of mine. All the thoughts and opinions you're going to hear in the video, though, are my own. And full disclaimer, I have played this guitar before, so this isn't like a first impressions thing. I've played this 2 or 3 times at different guitar shows. I've actually seen this guitar on and off for like maybe the last year now, because I actually saw this for the first time when it was still in its very early prototype stages, and the finish was completely different. So this is the kind of latest iteration of the same guitar that we're going to be checking out in this video. All right, so spec-wise, we've got some very high-quality stuff going on here. So we have this finish, first of all. I'm not sure what Lewis would call this finish, but obviously you can see it's a flame maple top, and it's kind of like a dark grey with a slight blue tint with a black burst. It's a very, very nice finish. I really like the finish on this. It's actually probably my favourite finish I've ever seen Lewis do on a guitar. The body is made from a type of wood called cedrela, which I'm not overly familiar with, but it's quite lightweight. So I'm guessing it's, you know, one of those more lightweight woods that a lot of boutique builders are using these days. I don't really know much about that wood at all, but it's a two-piece body and it's very comfortable. It's a really nice weight. On top of that, obviously, as I said, we have a flame maple top. It's a flat top guitar. He is going to be doing a carved top version at some point as well, which is pretty cool. The back is an unfinished colour with a nice belly cut there, and we've got some contouring going on. There's a nice sort of curved neck heel here as well, so it's very, very comfortable to play. You could play this standing up quite easily, and you know, it doesn't sort of diminish any of the upper fret access. On top of the guitar, we have a Sunbear Pickups 59 PAF in the bridge and a Sunbear 56 P90 in the neck. Single volume, single tone with a three-way switch, and a coil split for the bridge pickup on the tone knob. One thing I really enjoy about Lewis's building is that he does things slightly differently. So you'll notice the pickup ring is actually not just a conventional rectangular one. It's got these sort of protruding corners. It's an anomaly pickup ring, and the control knobs are also anomaly. And they're almost like kind of empty bullet casings. They've got this kind of big ridge on the top, which makes them very comfortable to adjust. I can imagine that would be very useful on stage. But also, because this one has the push-pull functionality, that ridge makes it really, really easy to grip. So you never kind of find yourself slipping off the knob there. And we've got a Goto wraparound tailpiece as well. One of my favorite things about this guitar is this binding. You'll notice you can actually see the flame maple here on the reveal binding, and then you've got this really thin black pinstripe all the way around. That's all done by hand. So you've got the Cedrella here underneath, and then the flame maple with that nice pinstripe. The neck is also flamed maple to match the body stain, but you've got that Cedrella strip up the middle, and also you'll notice there is that black pinstriping as well all the way through. Lewis does all that by hand, which is absolutely insane. I've asked him how he does it, and he did explain to me before, but I've admittedly forgotten, but I know it's a very complex process. I think this is a rosewood fretboard, but I didn't ask him and he didn't tell me. But it's a very dark wood. I don't know what the fretboard radius is, but it kind of feels like maybe like a 10 or a 12. It's got a slight curvature to it, but it still feels pretty modern at the same time. And again, I forgot to ask him what the fret size was. So Lewis, I know you're going to be watching this video, so can you throw some of those extra specs down below in the comments for people to check out as well? The headstock is an ebony headstock, and you can see the inlays there, once again, all done by hand by Lewis. The headstock also has the matching stripe and flame maple on the back with Goto locking tuners. So all in all, it's a very high spec guitar, but I mean, what you're paying for as well is the time it takes to make something like this. You know, hand pinstriping the binding on the back of the neck, the wood choices. This is an incredibly well thought out instrument. But yeah, that's kind of it spec-wise, other than the things that I forgot to ask Lewis about, which he will put in the comments down below, so please go and check those out as well. I'm going to plug this thing in now and we're going to hear some sounds. So gear-wise, I've got the Privateer plugged into the Blackstar Studio 10 6L6. That's running by the 2-Notes Torpedo Captor X, and the overdrive I switch on later on in the video is coming from the Turnham Ridge Overdrive. So I'm just going to start by playing some clean tones. I'm going to move through all three pickup positions, and I'm going to enable and disable the coil split on the bridge pickup as I go. So even though this guitar only has 2 pickups and a 3-way switch, there's a lot of different tones in there. The coil split really helps with that because you have some quite glassy tones on the bridge pickup anyway. Now, because this is like a 59 style humbucker, it's not super high output, so we still have a lot of that kind of presence and cut. But then obviously when you turn the coil split on, it gets that little bit thinner. There is a bit of volume loss has to be expected with a coil split, but it really goes a long way in helping the guitar unlock some new tones. Now, I've never really been a big fan of split bridge pickups anyway, but where I would use that is in the middle position, because you get the split bridge with the warmth of the neck P90. That to me is a great clean tone because it's kind of like a telly with a P90 in the neck. You get that kind of vibe. So where this thing really comes to life is when we throw some gain at it. So I've now switched on the Kernam Ridge Overdrive. I'm going to play a bit more now, move through all 3 pickup positions and turn the coil split on and off as I go. So there's some great tones in this guitar. That bridge humbucker has got plenty of grunt for if you're playing some rock stuff. But Then, if you want something a little cleaner, go to that middle position, pull the core split on, and you get this nice glassy tone, almost like a telly in the middle position. And obviously you've got that neck pickup for those really fat, warm P90 sounds. So yeah, it's jam-packed full of great, really usable tones, but it's super versatile as well. If you wanted this thing to be even more contemporary and even more modern, obviously when you talk to Lewis about building these things, you can have different pickup options because it's all kind of, you know, semi-custom. So if you wanted something much higher output in there to really make this a great kind of metal machine, that is something that could definitely be on the table as well. This, however, as it currently stands, is kind of voiced more on the classic side. You know, obviously we've got like a 59 and a 56 style pickup in there from Sunbear. So you're definitely getting more of those blues classic rock tones. But like I said, you could turn this into a raging metal machine if you really wanted to. So yeah, there it is. The LT Custom Guitars Privateer Standard. Like I said, this is Lewis's new model, so please go check it out. There's some links below to his website where you can read up all about this thing in more detail. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of this guitar. If you're ever in any of the guitar shows in the UK that LT Custom Guitars are exhibiting at, please go and try this thing out because this is one of Lewis's show guitars. It's going to do the rounds on the UK trade show circuit, so if you're ever at any of the shows, really consider going to play this thing because I think, you know, once a few people play this, it's not going to take long for this thing to find a new home because it's such a good guitar. So yeah, go check it out while you can. Let me know what you think about it down below, and while you're doing that, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching as always.